Guys, today I have for you a really special setup for legendary runs. I think you have never seen anything quite like this, where Bluescreen exotic LMG actually is kinda decent and works. It finally works in a way that you will proc multiple talents and synergies in the setup, and now you can switch to your second weapon which can deal more DPS. Yes. It took me quite some time to find perfect balance in this setup. I tried multiple combinations with different gears, different talent combinations, and eventually I came to this one. I tried exotic waveform holster for a moment, but then came back to the Picaros holster, threw in the mix some ongoing directive sets and much more. So as usual, welcome to the insanity. Uncle Butcher in the building with another barbecue chicken setup. And I mean, if you love those kind of setups, not your mainstream builds with little bit of crazy playstyle and insanity ingredient, maybe hit that like, smash that sub, or leave a hateful comment. It really depends on your preference, brother. Nevertheless, I think this setup is definitely worth your time. What I mean by worth your time, because you need to farm your ass off in order to find some necessary and key pieces in this setup to actually have fun with this one. Because like I said, Bluescreen by itself is not that a good LMG actually. First of all, it's slow, rate of fire LMG. Anyway, before we get to the setup, quick word from the sponsor Diving.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates, but you still want to have all the best items in any of your favorite game, then these guys are for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles. They will complete your order super quick. Everything happens through account sharing. This service has been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews, and if you will use my promo code RBDIV or RBDIA, you will have 15% discount on absolutely all services. Goddamn, man, amazing opportunity. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate, drop your comment down below in comment section or contact the operator, and the rest will be the history. But now, comrade, let's dive into this setup. And yeah, like I said, I tried multiple combinations. Some of those worked decently, some of those didn't work at all. So eventually I came back to Kingbreaker, named Assault Rifle with perfect flatline talent, which will amplify our weapon damage, and also Bluescreen Exotic LMG to proc my backpack talent, which in this case is Shock and Off talent. Also, I'm using ongoing directive gear pieces to boost my status effects, because Bluescreen will give us status effects, and all marked enemies will receive status effects when you're gonna kill one marked enemy, and this effect will work with your skill kills. So you can mark as much enemies as you want or as you can, spray and pray in a nutshell, and make sure that your skills, if you can't kill anybody with your guns, make sure that skills are killing targeted or marked enemies. And once your skills will take out one of the marked enemies, everybody will receive status effect. And to increase status effect duration on those enemies, I am using status effect attribute on my gears. Usually I'm using armor regen, something like that, as my secondary attribute. But in this one, status effect actually is kinda good option. I have decent armor regen. You can see my armor is regaining right now. Not much, but actually it's alright in some sticky situations. It's enough to not use medkit, and I didn't use my medkit here. I didn't panic. I took out that war machine and everything is just fine. So panicking sometimes is your biggest enemy in Division 2 game, and maybe in life in general. For specialization here, we are using Technician to gain that extra skill tier, skill damage, linked laser point attachment, which will be used on Kingbreaker, named Assault Rifle, which has perfect flatline talent, which will amplify damage. Simply aim at your enemy, boom, it's pulsed, and now you will deal more damage. Simple enough, guys. Second weapon, Bluescreen Exotic LMG. With this one you have to basically spray and pray. It takes some time to get used to all the synergies in this setup and how to play with this build, but trust me, it's definitely worth it, because this build will provide you with weapon damage, skill damage, crowd control, support, so nice utility, and overall really good build. Like I said, we have nice weapon damage because we have 3 offensive core attributes. We have perfect glass cannon, which is amplifying your skill and weapon damage by freaking 30%. We have Name the Ass Mask, which will give you 10% extra health damage. So Kingbreaker is amplified weapon damage as well. Bluescreen is applying status effects, and I have TDI Named Pistol with insane an extra skill tier. But I will show you how you can easily modify this setup to push this build to maximum skill power, and it's really simple, guys. Simple life hack how you can achieve this magic. But like I said, for the guns, again briefly I will run over. I'm using Kingbreaker just to take out fat enemies like Chungus. First of all, I will try to mark my enemies as much as I can with my Bluescreen exotic LMG. Usually I'm doing this at the beginning of the fight. When I'm entering the room, I'm marking all the enemies. I'm trying to kill somebody with my skills. Like I said, I'm trying to kill enemy which is marked with my Bluescreen with my skills, so I would apply status effects on all the marked enemies, and then when they are disorientated, I'm using Kingbreaker to maybe gain golden bullet advantage. That's really nice. Right now we have golden bullet global events, so this is really nice synergy. Apply all possible marks on your enemies. Take down at least one marked enemy with your skills or weapons, then switch to your Kingbreaker, name the assault rifle, try to take down if there is one enemy with golden bullet mark, receive that buff, and rest should be the history. So for the mask, I'm using Jarl's Name and Mask, which will increase damage, health damage, and that's like red enemies or enemies with red health bar, non-elite enemies, you got the point. So yeah, and every enemy has a health bar, so that's increasing that damage. I'm using Provident chest piece with perfect glass cannon. Glass cannon will amplify weapon and skill damage. I'm using Waveform exotic holster, which will give me 30% skill damage buff at its maximum, but it will usually go to one skill to another skill. So yeah, better thing that your skills are gaining 15% extra weapon damage with Waveform holster. For backpack, I'm using Sombra for crit damage reasons and Shock and Off talent. Shock and Off will be procced with Bluescreen exotic LMG and my disrupt grenades from Technician specialization. I am using 2 ongoing direct to gear pieces to receive status effect increase or status effect damage increase. For the mods, I'm using protection from elite mods because I have glass cannon on me and that's kinda mandatory. For the skills, I'm using assault turret and striker drone, and this is simple life hack. If you need maximum skill power, you can replace Shock and Off backpack for Ninja Bike backpack and use Picaros holster, and now you have maximum possible skill tiers and tons of DPS from Picaros holster and 3 core attributes from Ninja Bike backpack. Yeah, this is my second setup. Butcher of the mic, bye.